Hey everybody, part 2 of the State of Comedy according to Gabe and Carlos from Between the Laughs. Told you it was going to be 2 hours. Here's part 2. Let's continue.
There's enough work for everybody, and no different than music. Like, what kind of music do you like? Well, I like all music. I like Spanish music. I like rock music. I like hip hop. I like country, and those genres still apply to stand up in the same way. I would sooner go to see a Dov Davidoff go perform, or a Brett Ernst or a Chris Porter.
Right.
I would rather go see him than a Jerry Seinfeld.
Right.
I can't discount what kind of life that guy's created.
He's an artist.
His style of comedy
Correct.
is not conducive to what I like and what makes me smile.
Correct.
But if I'm going to a late night show and I see Greg Wilson is performing, holy shit, I gotta go to that show.
Right. Right.
And there's people like that, like Jeff Foxworthy. Let's call him the country music of comedy.
Correct.
He's fun. I'm entertained. If somebody brought me, it's like going to a country line dancing bar. I'm going to have a good time. I would have never picked to be here. Right. But somebody brought me here. I still had a good time.
It's going to Old Red and going, fuck, it's a good time.
It's a good
time.
This
was a fun time.
It's a really good time.
I had a good time, and I want to come back.
Yes. And that's exactly, and that's so...
But he's one of the old school. See, the guys that you're talking about, right, the young guys, I see them as funny. Right? When I think of Greg Wilson, I think of a guy that's funny. But I don't think of where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you might be a redneck if I know that I'm going to hear jokes like that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to hear, my cousin, my bad, and here there's, so I think that's the difference between when I was coming up. When I was coming up, you were told, get that, not a gimmick, because gimmick sounds fake, contrived.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that.
Not at all.
It was more about, and I'll say it the way Mencia said it, you take a little part of your personality of who you are, a part of what people see about you, because people see you, and they see you in a certain way, and to get that, and go on stage, and make it big, it's you, but it's just a part of you. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So that was the thing. So today, do you think that the lack of structure is hurting it? Because here's one of the things I'm saying. Well, first of all, go ahead. Do you think it's hurting it?
No, it's just the evolution. Like there's no handbook to do stand up. There's no handbook to be.
But there is one thing about stand up, just one, that I can say that we can escape. The loudness of the laughs and the length of the laughs put together. I don't give a fuck what kind of comedian you are. I don't give a shit where you come from. When I see you perform, right? Every crowd has a max, right? That one laugh that
peaks.
God could not make this audience laugh harder than that.
Yeah.
When I hear that laugh at a club, I'm gonna just poke at it and just keep that laugh up there as much as humanly possible, right? To maximize that. And so there is room, and everything that you're saying is true, yet when one of the things that my generation respected in comedy were the guys that killed.
Absolutely.
Were the George Wallaces, that you did not have to like him. You didn't have to like his stand-up. You didn't have to like anything. But when you saw him perform, you went, that dude's
a monster. He's a monster.
He is a professor of comedy. He knows what he's doing. He kills it. And when he got those laughs, you were like, or at least I was, man, I want to get laughs like that.
Yeah.
I want to follow him and see if I can get one laugh like that.
Yeah.
And then the next time I follow him, I'm going to get 2 and 3 and 4. And then one day, I'm going to be just as funny as that. There is still that. And the reason I bring that up is because something interesting happened this past weekend, when I was performing at the Mohegan Sun, and I had that whole quinceañera thing. The Friday show, I had to cancel it. Well, we didn't cancel it. We just moved it from Friday to Saturday. So it all worked out in that respect. But Kaylin was with me. And Kalen can give you, with a good audience, he can give you 20 of good,
Yeah.
Solid. So anyway, they asked him, do you still want to feature? We're going to get a comedian to do the show that Carlos can't do. But if you want to do the feature, you can do a 2-man show with him.
Yeah.
And he said yes. So this was right before the show starts. So the show starts on Sunday. And on Thursday, I'm sorry. And it's one of those crowds that they kind of there, but they're not sure what to expect because they're not at a comedy club. In order to get into this room, you have to go through a bar and these girls are dancing, and it's kind of like a country thing. And then you get into the room, and it's a little...
It's a shock to the
audience.
system. Yeah.
And he didn't realize that he was doing good because he wasn't getting huge laughs. But I've taught him, like, sometimes you got to trust that you're doing well. And he says, how do I know? I go, if I get on stage and they immediately are with me, you did your job. Doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
If I go up on stage and I say something kind of benign and they laugh, you did your fucking job. You got them ready to laugh at me. That's what your job is. Now you have to get them ready to laugh at me and remember you. He was like, man, they're not going to remember me. That was a horrible set. And, man, compared to what you did, blah, 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 blah. But he was pretty sad, like very sad. When I came back on Saturday, he had a fucking huge smile on his face. And I was like, oh, shit. So you turned the corner.
Yeah, you felt it?
What happened? And he goes, I got to see 2 headlining comedians, headliners, like not the greatest, but not the worst, 2 solid headliners. He goes, and it's so different than watching you. He's like, I watched those guys, and I was like, oh shit, I could do that. I could be that funny.
Yeah.
He goes, I've just been comparing myself, like on Thursday, to you. I go, dude, don't compare yourself to. Don't get me wrong. Strive.
Yeah.
Strive.
That's great that's his bar, though. I really think that's...
I agree, but it's good. Like, dude, it's a little, you don't want to, I don't want to be the bar, so to speak, that he measures himself to. I'm just really happy that he saw some headliners that made him go, oh, fuck, I'm not that bad. I'm not that shitty. I do get laughs. I was comparing myself to a fucking joke machine over there that's just and not this. But it was cool that he got to see that and came back. And so I guess the reason I'm bringing it up is I feel like when I was coming up, when you said he killed, they killed.
I don't use that lightly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I would hear, in the 90s, oh, that motherfucker came in here and killed it, I was like, what? I gotta watch him. Today, he killed. He's a beast. She's a beast. It's so like.
It's just thrown around
so
so
thrown
easy.
around that I don't know that they are, because when I see these people, not that I'm not impressed, I see how good they are, but they're not monsters. They're not. Somebody in the 90s created a comedy scale. I don't know who it is. I don't know what the name of it is. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No idea.
So it's a comedy professor. And it's a really simple breakdown. What he does is he takes your special and he takes the amount of time that you talk and gets rid of that time. And then whatever's left over is all laughter. So let's say you did an hour and you spoke for literally 38 minutes. That means you got 22 minutes of laughter. There was a scale. And my No Strings Attached, I believe to date, is still the best of the contemporary ones. I don't know that they, going back, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But moving forward from that point on. So it kind of brings importance and relevance to the laughs part. That's where I feel that young comedians are missing. I don't know how many people are there that really do go to comedy clubs still and just kill. Like, you know, go in there and just destroy and then leave and have people like, what the fuck was that? And having comedians go, oh my God, that's how far we can take it?
Yeah.
You know, it's like going to Hawaii and seeing, are you you can't ride that wave. You can ride that wave? You can ride that wave?
Yeah.
That moment, I feel like it's missing for a lot of these young comedians. Am I wrong?
I think it's exposure.
What do you mean by that?
When I say exposure, you're limited to the town that you're at. So if you're lucky enough to be like in LA, Chicago, New York, and you get to be part of that circuit, you get to see real comic develop. But if there's a comedy scene in Albuquerque, for example, which I don't know if there is one.
There is.
And
now there is, because they have a comedy club.
And now they just have each other to depend on, and that's their bar. So the bar is smaller.
Sure.
Not a bad thing. It's just the nature of the beast.
Sure.
You know, while my bar was set, but I put a lot of work into make sure I saw every comic that I could possibly see when a comedy club came to my town.
And we all knew the specials.
And when I'd watch their specials, but to see them live, to see a Paulo Francisco or a Christopher Titus or a Pauly Shore, and you know, there are certain comics that the general population didn't even know they did stand-up because they got into movies.
Right.
Where the first cassette I ever bought in stand-up was a Pauly Shore cassette.
Right.
And then he got into MTV and got real popular with that. And
the
Weasel, and he blew up so huge. Yeah. You know, like Andrew Dice Clay, who was so Madison Square Garden sold out for 7 nights straight.
Yeah.
He is not my style of comedy, but I cannot discount how amazing that achievement is.
One of the things that you're bringing up is we, you and me, the generation, you know what I mean, before, we had iconic specials, right? Dice's Madison Square Garden, an iconic special, right? Hearing 20,000 people all doing fucking hickory dickory dock.
Yeah.
It's just magic.
Yeah.
I mean, magical, bro. And they're all cheering. They know the joke. For comedians to do jokes that everybody knows, but they want it so they can say them with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine 20,000 be hickory dickory dock. You know what I mean?
And some of these guys don't do them anymore. They got so tired of it. I'm like, why not give the crowd what they want?
Well, when's the last iconic?
If we go to a Journey concert and they don't sing "Don't Stop Believin',"
right,
they fucked up.
Right. But where's the iconic specials of today?
You know, like I think like the four.
Where's the Raw?
Yeah.
Where's the Delirious?
Yeah, because
where's the Dice one? Where's the
the two that pop into my head right now is Dane Cook's Harmful If Swallowed and Patrice O'Neal's Elephant in the Room. I think are magical, beautiful fucking specials. They weren't a special. I think they were just an album recording.
But were they iconic?
They weren't. I think Patrice O'Neal is.
To me, he is. But to the world, I don't know that.
Dane Cook got into arenas after Harmful If Swallowed, and I think that Harmful If Swallowed is, God, if that one got an arena tour, I really believe that's the one.
Okay.
But like the arena comics that are working today, the four that I can think of that are actually doing arenas, like a Kreischer and Segura. Let's see, Nate Bargatze, Joe Coy's doing arenas, and I think Rife. Is doing arenas. Those are the 5 I can think of right now.
Lopez.
No, Iglesias.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I love where your heart's at. I love where your heart's at.
Aren't you selling out arenas?
I hope you put that on the universe.
He's selling out arenas, Jesus. He's selling out arenas.
Yeah. You know, like coming March, you know, Joe Coy and Fluffy are tag teaming up and doing the Rams Stadium, SoFi.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. That is just going to be such an undertaking, and so good for our industry that exists. Kevin Hart did the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium, and just that's now that becomes attainable for us, whether it happens or not. But now, thank God that there's other peers that are reaching for the fences like that.
I feel like we wanted to watch them though. I feel like my generation was like, oh my God, they're coming out with a special. Gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Gotta watch that. Where I feel like when I talk to young comedians today, they're trying to get away from that. Like, I don't want to watch anybody else. I just want to be my own person.
And I want to watch everybody.
Thing.
I want to watch everybody. Like Nate Bargatze has his own methodical, slow-paced style but he does such a good job at bringing you into his world where it's almost like we're in his brain and we're looking out of his eyes when we hear the words. And there's something magical about that talent.
Magical.
That talent.
Yep, because I can do that, but I need bells and whistles.
Yes.
I need a mic.
Yeah.
I need a chord.
Yeah.
I need to jump around.
Yeah.
I need to do accents.
And Bargatze
I need
is just talking into a mic in a round in a sold-out arena.
Yep.
And he's in a round and it's a basketball arena and he's just walking slowly around his little stage.
It's amazing. It's incredible. So those are iconic specials. You think that people like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it's different because back in the day there was less stuff to watch. So more people watch the same thing. Today there's so many specials.
Yeah.
That maybe what's iconic is just a little different.
I would agree with that.
You know the difference between being popular when I Love Lucy was around, where there were only 3 networks, NBC, ABC, and CBS.
Yeah.
Compared to, today there's a TV show that's on blah blah blah.
But there's series for free on YouTube. Just no, don't even include the streaming services. Get rid of cable. There's shows on Cobra Kai was on YouTube before it got into Netflix.
Yeah. Was it just a regular kind of? And you can tell if you watch Cobra Kai the first seasons, how just low fucking budget it is.
But the writing was good and it got better and better and now it became a thing.
Yeah,
I think
it became a movie.
Yeah, and I think like
Machio got the next movie because of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Because without Cobra Kai, I don't think that they do that.
Nobody would have talked about Karate. Nobody would have talked about Karate Kid. Yeah.
So, good, bad. What's happening now? Should we change it? Should we inject ourselves in it?
It's do your thing.
It's just evolution.
It's just evolution. Like there are comics that I wish were way more famous than they are.
Why do you think they're not? Because back in my day, I could tell you why. Like, I could tell you why Brian Holtzman is not a superstar.
Why not? I'm curious.
Easy. Because Brian's brain thinks a certain way, and because he grew up at the Comedy Store with Mitzi Shore, who wanted him to be himself, who never wanted him to change, who loved the subversiveness of it. And he was also built and created by people like me, staying at the Comedy Store till 1 a.m. to watch him say the fucking crazy shit that he says and laugh our asses off in the back of the room. Sometimes there were more comedians than actual people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we were part of why he gravitated toward being edgy and not giving a shit and not caring about, you know what I mean? And he gets off. I get off on laughs. When he pisses people off, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Or he gets off on it. Because I put him on Mind of Mencia, bro. He was on one of the shows.
Nice.
I love him. I love him to the point where I was like, I'm going to give you a shot to be on TV. He was the angry white guy. And he played his role perfectly. But that's why. His limitations are his own. He's talented enough to do something different. And that's why people like me love him. Because we don't have the balls to do what he does. I do not. I do not have the balls to go up on stage and say some shit that I know is not going to get a laugh or that's going to piss people off. I don't do that. I write shit that I think is funny. I'm sure he does too. I'm sure he just doesn't give a shit. He's that guy. And from one perspective, as a comedian who loves what he does, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
As a human being who wishes that his talent had made him a much bigger comedian than he is now, it's sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was born in the 90s. He was cultivated in the 90s. He's an older kind of comedian. He's from the old school of comedy, not this new school of comedy.
Yeah.
So the new school, they don't have access to that kind of stuff, or at least I don't hear them talk about it.
I don't see the older school, including us, as like I'm not good at embracing the new technologies. And I think that might be a hindrance in my career.
I'm sure it is.
And when I take who I consider...
Well, it's worse for me, by the way, because I am loved by people that come and see me perform. The internet is very questionable of Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
So I feel what you're saying, but you were in the middle of something. Sorry.
Like there's comics I can think of. Like I'm just gonna the ones that come to mind. I think like Al Madrigal, brilliant writer. I wish he was doing a
writer.
Rich Voss is just masterful, just sitting on a stool. Alonzo Bowden,
long. By the way, Rich Voss, man, congratulations to him because it took him a long time to get here through the ups and downs of the virus and the traveling virus and Opie and Anthony. Yeah. He's found you know what? He put his nose to the grindstone, and I respect that.
Yeah. Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Alonzo, Bowden. I think he's just such a brilliant joke teller.
He's great. I love Alonzo.
You know, and I've told you this before. Like Brad Ernst and Chris Porter and Greg Wilson, I'll throw into the pot there, where they're just masterful at handling a crowd. Like I will sit and watch them on how they just can dissect a crowd, and if you want to talk, that's your fucking fault. I'm gonna dig into you, but I'm still gonna bring it all back together. There was a show I did where I was lucky enough to have Brett Ernst on my show, and there was one of the opening comics was talking shit to these four guys in the front row, and the four guys were like, "All right, calm down, buddy, move on with your show. You know, we're just here to enjoy ourselves." And he just kept digging him. This dumb fucking guy just kept digging into him. So he got off stage, and as this opening comic is walking out, I won't even mention his name, the four guys followed him. Turns out they were off-duty police officers from out of state. They beat the shit out of him. Brad Ernst can see them from about 30 feet away and stops doing jokes and starts doing commentary. Just starts doing the just commentating as if it were
it's like it's a fight? It was like it's a fight night?
Like, yes, and that's what he just started doing. And it was fucking brilliant what he fucking did. He just did. It's like, oh no, he just took a knee to the ribs. Oh no, it's going down. He's going down. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Down goes Frazier. Those moments are just...
But there are comics that I wish these newer comics would embrace. Like, look at that. Because I have had comics at and I promise you, the comics have deemed a section of the Dirty at 12:30 the comedy bullpen, because that's where I pull out guest spots. And one time they were just so fucking loud, and it was a night I had Chris Porter. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, listen, you fuckers. I never talk to you guys, and it's for a reason. But you guys would rather gossip and bullshit about the little open mic nights in town here in Vegas when somebody's running a fucking clinic right now for free, and you guys could be fucking learning. So I remember all your fucking faces because I know how much work you're putting into this career. Don't think you deserve to be on this stage.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, back in my day, when somebody showed up that was really good, all of us watched them. And we wanted to watch them. You know what I mean?
Like, how much do you love stand-up? I love it. I want to watch. I watch my own show, and I'm paying these guys.
Yeah, but like, you know, when a dude, AJ Jamal shows up, you want to watch. Oh. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna do that bit on golf? How he plays golf? Jesus Christ!
If Arnaz J comes walking in, holy shit! I am sitting down. Let's go.
Yeah.
If Earthquake comes walking in, oh my God!
I want to watch how they do it. I want to watch. You know what I mean? Like guys like Earthquake. I want to watch guys like him because the cadence, like his cadence of how he talks is so rhythmic that I kind of just fall into the pattern of it. And I love that he could do that. I love, do you think, look at how we're talking about these comedians and reminiscing and how we're like, oh my God, this is awesome. I feel like, shit, dude, we haven't even talked about the actual negative. When I was growing up, there was no antagonistic comedians fucking with each other that way. And even the roasts were not the way they are today.
No.
Roasts back in the day, and for you guys that are like, what do you mean? Just watch the Dean Martin roasts. Those are everywhere. You can find them anywhere. They were different in the sense that it wasn't just a bunch of comedians writing shit.
No.
It was friends telling friends stories.
To watch Don Rickles just roast. Ugh.
But not just that, like roasting them in a personal way.
Yeah.
Not just, you know what I mean?
Hey, Don Rickles roasting Frank Sinatra.
Yes. Yes. For Burr, I think it was Burr who looked at and he goes, what was the joke? I think he said to Dean Martin, he goes, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Wow. And that was it, dude. Just that. Just looking at him like, that's your fucking creative writing?
Yeah.
That's what you get. He never said any of that,
Yeah.
dude. Just loved it. And then don't misunderstand me. I dug the Brady roasts. But I'm also...
But like all those Comedy Central roasts.
They were comedians that didn't know the stars. That were doing jokes about the stars.
Yes, but still,
Not
like
friends, though.
And I was still, I hate that he passed away. But look up Greg Giraldo, and just the way he would roast, and he was coming from a very personal place. I remember when they were roasting Larry the Cable Guy, and you could feel Greg Giraldo's bitterness, where he's like doing this. Why are you so famous? Like there was something very personal that came out of there.
It was when they did Shatner's. It was Patrice.
Oh, Patrice.
When Patrice was like, the captain of the Enterprise is racist. Who'd have known that nigga's racist? I'm fucking dying, bro. He drops an N-bomb in the middle of that shit, telling it to fucking Captain Kirk. Oh my god, dude. It was, but they're different. Even in him, they were not friends.
Yeah, not like the old Dean Martin ones.
It changed, and then they started having roasts. Now I'm on an album called the Yo Mama Jokes album, but that was different. That was different because that's something that was born from the hood, right? It's shit that we did to each other. Your mama's so fat, your mama's so stupid, your mama's so ugly, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And we would write stuff, and that's how we got creative. But that was different. That was kind of an album of like, hey, remember how we used to do it? But today, like, they do battle roasts. And they do, you know, it's like, it's comedians antagonistic. And then you go to this world of podcasting. And listen, I'm 99.9% sure of this. I'm going to give a 0.1% so as to not have you think that I'm always right and I think I'm always right. But I believe that if we were doing that kind of stuff back in the day, we wouldn't be the comedians that we are today. This negative, because I know for a fact that if you and I right now wanted to get a boost in ratings, you and I both know that we could say some shit that's immediately going to get people to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Right? You know what the boundaries are. You know what to say. I know what to say. I know what words to use. I know who to fuck with. I know exactly what to do to get those clicks that we're talking about, to get people to go, did you hear what fucking Carlos and Gabe said on the goddamn podcast? Yeah. Right. All we have to do is shoot negative. How much do you think... First of all, this is just a personal thing. I don't fucking like comedians battling other comedians, talking shit about each other. That's some yo mama shit that we did when we were kids. I don't think that that's something that you do as an adult comedian. You do what you just said earlier. You get a microphone. What you said about Bergazzi. That's the best of what we do. Bring them into your world.
Yeah.
Create a world. Create a spectacle.
Yeah.
Create a voice. Create a clown upon which everybody, or at least all the people that you love and want, to listen to it, to embody that, so that you can deliver that message that you want to deliver. I don't like that part of comedy, and I don't like the negative talk shit about these other comedians and they suck and they're that. And maybe it's because it happened to me and I'm like, I'm not going to do that to anybody else. But it was never part of my being. How bad do you think that's affecting comedy today?
It's the Kardashian effect. The
What
Kardashians.
do you mean by that?
Like the TV show The Kardashians wouldn't be where it is if there wasn't any drama. And that drama is whether it's manipulated and created.
Well, it has to be.
The fact that I was reading this awesome article where there's all these Real Housewives shows. Obviously, you've heard of them. I've never seen one. But the key is the drama. Because they created a Real Housewives of NASCAR. And it never got released because they never fought.
Gotcha.
Everybody wants to hear about the drama.
Right. Which is fine because we can talk about the drama, right? As comedians.
We could pretend that we hate each other right now.
Correct. And start fighting about it. But that's not... We're still like, look, my whole thing is this is a podcast. If you listen to this podcast and you're going, I mean, it's funny sometimes. Yeah. Between the laughs. That's the whole point. Like, this podcasting isn't me doing stand-up. You want to see us be funny? You want to see us make you laugh? Come to our show. Watch our specials. This is not that space, right? This is a space of talking, communicating in a different way. This is a different part of our personality.
This is our therapy.
Kind of sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Kind of gets us going there. But it's so negative. And so much of the comedy is negative. So you're dealing with comedians that are in a negative environment. When they want to do a podcast, they go to a negative space, and they don't watch other comics as much as we did. They don't look up to other comics as much as we did, and they're not running to. They're running from. My experience, a lot of these young comedians are not. I want to be like. There. Well, I don't want to be like every other comedian. So that's good sometimes. But sometimes some of those comedians, I watch them and I'm like, where the fuck are your jokes, dude? You wanted to be different? You're fucking 100% different than almost every other comedian. You're not fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because they at least get some laughs. Do you see this negativity proliferating itself upon us and its effects on us? And what do you think about those effects?
I won't be affected by it because...
Not you, but I mean young comedians.
But young comedians... They're not being nice and they're not being ready. They're feeling entitled. They're feeling like they deserve something that they did not earn. And I can bitch and moan that I've been doing this for 20 years and I don't have an HBO special or a Netflix special, or can I take it upon myself and work on producing my own shit and producing my own friends' shit, because it's either that it was a shit or get off the pot situation.
Right.
So my thing is, if I'm not getting a Netflix special, just the right people at Netflix haven't seen me yet, or nobody from Netflix has seen me yet.
Right.
But if I produce my own special, and now I'm in a position where I'm producing my friends' specials, and we just put them out on YouTube and let the chips fall where they may, where I got one season out on YouTube.
Right.
But now maybe somebody from Netflix or Hulu or name the streaming service.
Right.
Hey, we want to start working with you.
Right.
Because I do believe I have access to the future of West Coast comedy.
Okay.
Because there is East Coast, there is West Coast.
Right.
I don't have access to a lot of East Coast. There are some that I met. But I know I'm confident I know the best of the best on the West Coast.
By virtue of the show and its location and the geographical...
And friends recommending other friends, and that's like, because I take my friends' opinion seriously. Hey, this guy's solid. You may want to watch this guy. Like, okay, I'll take a look at him. Mm-hmm. But if somebody's just sending me clips, chances are I'm not going to watch them. I got a show in the middle of the night once a week. That takes up way too much fucking time.
Right. Gotcha. So, but from, because you get a lot of young comedians, they send you like links to their act and stuff?
Their YouTube clips and stuff like that.
Okay, so what's the difference? Let's go back, time machine. You have a show at the Comedy Store in the belly room. Sits about 80 people. And it got popular. It sells out every Friday, and it's 1990. Let's go to it's 1998. and you're getting a bunch of videos. What's the difference between the videos then of these young comedians and the ones you're getting today?
The videos back then were, even though the videos were going to be like on a DVD or a VHS tape, were,
and they couldn't be from the Ice House.
yeah.
No, by the way, no comedian could send the tapes from the Ice House because that room back in the day, even today again, but before it's a different, was so hot, was so fucking on fire that when you would see it, you'd go, everybody fucking kills on that one. Give me another shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was pretty cool that's how badass that room was.
But the comics had to invest money into reproducing all these tapes or DVDs.
Yeah.
So they better be a good fucking product.
Okay.
And so normally it was an improv set, or it's like not an Ice House set, but other comedy club set, or they performed around the country,
Laugh
or
Factory,
some shit
improv.
like that. As opposed to fast forward a couple decades, now it's as simple as somebody recorded it on a cell phone at the bar and grill that they were at, and that's what they sent to me.
Really? Wait.
Where the sound is garbage, I can barely
So
hear
the sound is literally from the phone. They don't have like a microphone set up or a little boom or anything like that. It's literally, I pulled out my phone, I recorded myself at Carlos and Charlie's, and here's what it's. Any of those funny?
And there's some of them where they were smart enough to put the little mic on their shirt while using the microphone, so I could hear it clearly. And that kills the crowd reaction. But there's nothing professional about it.
Right.
And that's you're still trying. I'm not gonna fault you for that. But
have any of those been funny enough that you overlooked it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So none of those. So all of the. So see, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. These are the moments that bother me. Because if you're gonna send me some unproduced shit, that's fine. You better be funny. Your shit better be funny, and I better hear some laughs. I better hear the audience applause breaks.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's what because normally I'll put it on the side while I'm working on my laptop, working on other stuff, and I'm not even listening to the material. I'm listening to the crowd. Because if I hear a great crowd pop, okay, let me go back 15 seconds. What got to that?
Right.
And there better be a lot of that.
Right. Yeah. What about the material, though?
But then I will go listen to the material. Like, okay, you got a good laugh on that? Okay, I will listen to what the joke was that led to that.
Right.
And how good was it? Was it well written? Did he leave a lot of meat on the bone on the joke? Like, hey, is there still a lot more? This is still a raw joke that can have so much more impact with a crowd. Shit like that I'll listen to.
Right.
But a lot of times it's just really shitty recording. A lot of times it's just shitty recording.
And that's like, by the way, that's just uncalled for. Because let me go as cheaply as humanly possible. You can get a monopod or a tripod for
They're cheap.
$30. You could get one microphone that he's talking about for $100 and your phone. So for $130, you can sound and look.
And you can get the gimbal, the cheap gimbal that will follow you as you're moving on the stage with perfect sound.
Oh yeah, if you want to spend $100, you could get the gimbal.
If you got $100, you can have everything: the mic, the gimbal that follows you, and it looks pretty professional.
For somewhere between $100 and $150, or no, actually for $100, if you want to go to get an old one, right? Because when new ones come out, you go to. So for $100. You can get the gimbal, your phone, and the microphone, and look and sound pretty professional.
Absolutely.
And so they don't do that. And then that's the shit that bothers me. Look, if you're not funny yet, okay, you're trying.
My favorite is when the friend is recording them on the cell phone.
And it's all shaky?
And they're pretending to laugh on shitty material. So they start shaking to do the...
No. Oh, my God. So for you young comedians, we know, first of all, the minute you open your mouth and start telling a joke, if he and I were in the audience unless you're a fucking horrible comedian, if we're in the audience, we could pretty much, within a couple of months, let you know how long you've been doing comedy. And if we get the amount of time wrong, it's probably because you do less or more stand-up than we think, right? Because I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. For Carlos Mencia, right? 1 year of comedy. My first year of comedy, I performed over 400 shows. That's unheard of. But why? Because I started at the Comedy Store, I got spots at the Comedy Store, and because I was at the Comedy Store, I got spots at every other little chuckle place. So, Monday I was doing 3 spots, Tuesday I was doing 2 spots, Wednesday I was doing 2 spots, so you add that all up. But then again, what you were saying, let's take a guy that lives in Bakersfield, California, or Columbus, Ohio, or Birmingham, Alabama, not huge cities. Those guys aren't going to be able to do.
They can't get up as often.
No matter what.
Yeah.
There's just no venues for it.
Yeah.
There's no. I think the most I ever did was 6 spots in one night, 6 or 7.
Shit.
Anyway, yeah. Guy went 2 outright. 3 of them were easy. Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, Improv, right? Because they're insane. Yeah. But the other 3 were like out in Covina and then blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I think 6 was the most. So, but my point is that if you and I were sitting there and we saw somebody perform, we could go, oh, that guy's been doing comedy for maybe a year.
Yeah.
But if he goes, well, I've been doing it for 3. Okay. How often do you go on stage?
Are you going up once every 3 months in those 3?
Exactly.
I know the fucking questions to ask. I've been doing this way too fucking long.
So what are the questions? What are the questions?
Yeah, I'm like, don't fucking lie to me. Like that's a big thing.
Wait. So ask me.
Because
I've been doing comedy for 3 years, bro. What are the questions you're gonna ask me?
How often are you going up in those 3 years?
Well, I mean, all right. So I don't live in a big city, so I mean, maybe two times a month.
2 times a month.
Yeah.
So in 3 years.
Yeah.
You've gone up 60 times. How much time can you do?
Oh, bro. I mean, dude. Like, I could do a half hour.
Oh, you got a half hour, do you? Really? Throw it up twice. Oh, really? And I will have that condescension when I'm speaking to them, by the way. So I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to do.
No, I have a half hour.
Okay, so listen.
I've done a half hour.
Listen.
Many times.
It's your lucky shot. Tonight's your lucky night. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, you said you could do 30, right?
30.
I'm going to cut that in half.
Okay.
Okay, now we're 15. I'm going to cut that in half again.
Okay.
So, if you say you got a strong 30, you're going to get a standing ovation if I gave you 6 or 7 minutes, right?
Right.
Oh, absolutely, bro. All right. I'm giving you 6, 7 minutes. I'm lighting you at 5. Don't run the light.
Damn. That's badass, though, that you give it to them. Do they ever say no? Do they ever go like, I can't do that?
No, they'll take it because
and they'll go and see you need a dick
because they'll see like my little lounge. You've done it. It's designed for 160 people. We average 400 people a show. Yeah. It is sardine. It is a comic's dream.
Yeah,
it is an absolute comic's dream. And the crowd, they're already sauced up from drinking.
Right.
They get there at 10 o'clock for a 12:30 a.m. show.
Right.
They want to laugh. They want to support you. If they see you eating a bag of dicks, you'll hear the crowd, come on, baby, you could do it. You'll hear there's this one black lady that loves the show so much. Like, come on, baby, you could do it.
It's your time, baby. It's your time. See, yeah. I feel like this funness happens like when I watch, and I'm not a big podcaster, but when I watch some comedians do podcasts, they laugh a lot, but it's a lot about putting people down and fucking with, you know what I mean? Not like, it's not celebratory.
Yeah.
Like the one beautiful thing about the LGBTQ shows, the Latinos but we're American tours, all those shows. The one cool thing about those shows is that you immediately know that it's a celebration. Right?
Yeah.
It's not, it's kind of like
it's supposed to be uplifting, not a downer.
Right. It's you know what it is? It's people that are rednecks that go see Foxworthy.
Yeah.
To them, it's a celebration of who they are. From the outside, we might look at it like, oof. Like there are some Latino comedians, not to be mentioned, who when they do jokes about Latinos, it doesn't sound celebratory. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
It doesn't sound like, man, this is what we do, bro, for better or for worse, you know? It's more like, ugh, can you believe that we do this and we do this and we do that? And I almost feel like, ugh, what the fuck are you, like, why are you making me feel shitty about how I grew up?
Yeah.
Like, you're putting me down. Whereas I like the other part. You know, I do a joke where I talk about my family and I go, look, we're not a good or a great family. We're just a fucking family.
Just a fucking family.
And then I tell stories about the shit that we do because we're a family. We're not, you know, yes, we're beautiful sometimes. Yes, there are stories about, you know, my sister picking up my nephew and literally running to the hospital when he broke his leg because there was nobody at the house. And she didn't even think it. And I remember because I'm running with her, and she got tired, and now I'm running with him, and then I got tired, and then she runs with him, and we ended up at Santa Maria Hospital, which is about, you know, a mile and a half from the house or something like that where we grew up. Yeah, those are those beautiful moments too. But there's also fucking stupid moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are we seriously putting foil paper on our fucking windows? Come on, we're already poor in the projects.
Yeah.
Like, you know this is... You know what's gonna happen. We're gonna become. You're so fucking poor.
Yeah.
And can we not do this, please?
Yeah.
But I feel like the celebration of it, a lot of it is gone. It's become, don't be funny like anybody else, which is that's not the way it works. You know, everybody is a derivative of other things. Nobody exists in a vacuum. Think of the greatest artist you ever thought, whoever it is, Banksy. He took and borrowed, or what's the word? What's the best word to use so nobody gets butthurt about it?
Emulated?
Was influenced by? Okay, so we were all influenced by somebody, right? Go watch the creation of Zeppelin or the making of Zeppelin. That they literally tell you like we were influenced by these and these and these. You know, it's what we talk about when I talk to Santana. You know, when I talk to Carlos, he's like, brother, we get into the fact that nobody owns notes. You know, we're all influenced by, he's influenced by these, he influenced by that, he wants to be this, and then he create his own. He's like, nobody owns colors as artists, nobody owns words. As, you know, you put them together in your way, and that's your vision of what you do. I feel like there's so much staying away from everybody else that there's no emulating. And, you know, the good thing about emulating is there's a standard. Right? If you emulate Patrice O'Neal, there's a fucking standard.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're emulating him, that means that you at least want to hit that standard.
Absolutely.
Something really cool about saying, I want to be, you know, it's the kid right now at this very moment, with the soccer ball. And he's, I don't know, 8, 9, whatever he is, and he's dribbling it. In his head, he's going to be...
He sees this.
Ronaldo. He's going to be Messi. He's going to be, you know what I mean? He's not just, I'm going to be Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin Jacobson.
Yeah.
No. He's going to do moves that, you know, I'm sure that if you took a basketball player today and sent them back to the beginning of basketball, they would all be like, whoa, you could, wait, you could do that? No, he flipped. Wait, he's dunking. You know, were these guys physically able to do it? Of course they were. It just hadn't evolved. Yeah. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. I respect the evolution of comedy. Not to the point where, well, goddamn it, if anybody's ever seen me perform, you know I'm always myself on stage. So that's it. But to the point where I'm going to learn from my predecessors in a positive way? Of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's missing. And I feel like it's very fucking ironic that I'm saying this because, yes, I could be considered a bully back in the day. There's a reason for it, but I get it, and insensitive and all that. I wasn't nice, which is interesting because I paid the price, a huge price, for not being nice. But I feel like today, all these motherfuckers are not nice.
They're entitled.
Is it the entitlement that takes away from their kindness? Because they believe...
They walk in with this my shit doesn't stink attitude.
But we were kind of like that.
But I was never like that when I was 3 years in and only doing twice a month shows.
No, but we were cocky. We because we didn't have, you know, look, when you're young, you don't have a repertoire. You know what I mean? You don't have There's no way for you to go, look, this is what I do. This is what I've done. My resume is shit. So all you have is cockiness.
Yeah.
All you have is your belief in yourself. That I comprehend. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't take me to a weird place. But this is more, is what you're saying. Like, in how so much, how more than us?
Are we still talking about like the comics, the new comics?
Yeah,
coming out
the
today?
new comedians. Like I don't want to look. I don't want people to think that we were perfect comedians back in the day. That's not the way it worked. We were human beings, just like everybody else. Just our surrounding times led us to certain conclusions or to behave a certain way.
If I'm talking about like the local community, and there's some great ones that shine, that stand out in my head. It's. I'm not speaking about a blanket, but just these comics that feel like, what pisses me off is they feel that just because they're talking about their personal experience doesn't mean that I haven't put my fucking time into this career and to this life that I dedicated to. So,
well, if they haven't put in their time, why would they expect you to?
But I can tell. And that's what, and that pisses a lot of them off. Like, you're lying to me. You haven't been doing this for 5 years. And if you have been doing this for 5 years, it is once a month or twice a year or something. But some bullshit. You fed me bullshit is what I'm trying to say. And the fact that you're trying to insult my intelligence when I can fucking tell in 60 seconds how much time you've put into this career, you're a fucking moron.
Right.
And what you do is you don't just shoot yourself in the foot. But now I'm questioning my choices for the future of the local comics that are trying to get on this stage because you lied to me.
Right. No, you're right. And I guess the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because I'm sure there's some young comedians listening to this. At the end of the day, you're going to get to a place where you have to pay your dues. Whether it's, I want to perform at your club. Okay. I'll give you $2,000. I'm worth more than that. Not to me. I'm gonna sell out. You want $2,000 or not? Okay, I'll fucking take it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're paying your dues in some way, shape, or form. You're not gonna go from, I started doing stand-up and I'm now at a comedy club for the first time and I'm getting 80% of the door. Yeah. That's not the way shit works. You're gonna go from 30, maybe, and work your way up. And so paying your dues is just a part of life, right? When you go to go ahead.
There's a great quote. It was part of a
video.
You're
like, I was itching. I saw it. And it's so rare for you because it is taking him. Just so you guys know, it is literally taking him for, I would say, the past three-ish, 3 to 4. Yeah, so for the last 3 or 4 episodes, you're finally getting into this.
And this was about working out. Okay. This is about working out, but it applies to stand-up, and I learned it applies to a lot of other stuff. So, but you can't lie.
I love this guy, by the way. I love this guy. I'm serious. This fucking excites me, bro. You being a part of this like this. This is why I'm so fucking. Like, I knew we'd hit our stride. I knew we'd start getting in. Because, guys, on the way here, I'm like, hey, do you have anything you want to talk about? And normally he's like, no. And I'm just trying to. But it's cool to see how he's starting to be like. And when I was talking the whole time, he was like, I got this shit I want to say. I'm just very happy that we're beginning to hit a place in this podcast where our emotions are starting to get us involved into the stuff that we're talking about. And I'm sure pretty soon you're going to be like, you know what? I want to talk about this because it's something that hits you. But anyway, go ahead. So I'm excited. Is what I'm saying, bro.
So it was designed for working out.
Okay.
But it applies
for actual workouts.
For actual workouts.
Okay, not comedy workouts.
No, not comedy.
This is for actually
like this is I'm getting physically fit.
Okay.
But it applies to comedy in so many ways, and it applies to other industries. Now that I think now that I think about it, it's like you can't lie and you can't cheat the grind.
Right.
If we started working out today and we're walking to a gym full of bodybuilders and we go in saying that we've been working out for 3 years, well, how long have you been doing it? 3 years? Twice a month? Right. They fucking know.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Because we're the buff guys. We're the buff guys at the gym.
We are we're the muscular guys at the gym.
We're the guys we're the guy at Muscle Beach. We're the guys at Muscle Beach.
But they're the guys, and they can see us. We are, obviously, you are not doing what you say you're doing.
Right.
Unfortunately, our workout is up here, so it's not visual. But it applies to, it's like, you can't lie and you can't cheat the grind.
God, you know what I have a vision of in my head? And it's probably because I was watching Real Time, and he had Schwarzenegger on. And he did a joke about how, he looked good or something like that. How Bill looked good or something like that. But that's my vision. Imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? One of the great actors. And whether you like it or not, that's what he is. Could you imagine going in to Muscle Beach? Arnold Schwarzenegger's there. You look like me. And you're like, man, I've been working out. He's just going to laugh. Yeah. Look at you. Look at you. He's a liar. He's a liar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. That's how easy it is for us. Because the minute, now, we can't do it based on the way they look. But the minute they grab a microphone, the way they grab it, the way they walk, the way they talk, do they, like, every little thing they do.
Do they just put the mic stand behind them?
Do they leave it in front? Do they forget to move it? Yeah. Do they forget to move the chair? To do? Yeah, all the little things we're like, oh, this fucking guy is an amateur. He's been doing stand-up for never. Okay. Got it. Do you think... Are you... I don't know where I'm at with it. Because I don't want to be the old... I'm not the old comedian that's like, hey, young comedians. I'm just curious as to, is it good for them? I feel like the way I was raised as a comedian, except for the mentor who would have said to me, hey, be nice, because you're funny and these people look up to you, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know. I didn't see it. That was something that I wish somebody had told me about, but it didn't. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with comedically what was given to me, what was fed to me, and how it all manifested itself. With everything that's happening today, I'm just curious as to where it's going to turn out. Do you feel positively or negatively
positively
about it?
It's really easy to see it positively, because remember this, much like the great thing about stand-up is nobody goes straight to arenas. Nate Bargatze started open mic nights, started doing clubs, started developing his act. Bert Kreischer's, Tom Segura,
all these guys.
Joe Coy. Joe Coy's from Vegas. He would tell me stories about how he rented a theater called the Hunt Ridge to put himself to headline, because no clubs were getting him to headline, so he headlined himself. And just these stories where everybody has their own story, but much like the working out,
the paying your dues story, the working out.
If we're a professional baseball player, we don't just turn base on. This starts at Little League, and this is a lifetime of commitment to get to this point. Any professional, this is just nighttime, day after day after day, and also, so it's the same concept: is how much time can you put in? And I remember when those stupid little bracelets. Remember when the Live Strong bracelets were out when Lance Armstrong? Yeah. There was one that it wasn't a Live Strong thing, but the concept was get in line. And what get in line meant was, if I decided to be a stand-up comic today, I'm in line. As time passes, I'm getting closer to the front of that line. Will I ever make it to the front? I don't know. But I'm in line.
Right. All right. Well, so you see it positively.
Absolutely, because I'd never heard of Nate Bargatze until he did arenas.
Right. I gotcha.
I met Bert Kreischer years ago, not knowing that he would be doing arenas and having to perform shirtless. Yeah. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Coy, you and I have both known him for years.
Yeah. So we'll see what it brings. It's interesting.
So there are other comics that we've never heard of yet.
Right now.
That are in Texas, in Florida, New York, Chicago. We don't know where they're going to come from. And I can't wait to see where stand-up is going. Because the creativity that's coming out is amazing.
So I guess that for us, for people like you and me, it's just about maintaining an open mind to what's going around, and not hating social media, not being anti-social media, not allowing our age as comedians to affect us in a negative way. And you know what? If we don't want to do, battles. We don't have to do battles.
No.
We can just do our thing.
No, just do our thing. I do my own thing. I don't bother anybody. I book my shows.
Right.
I tour with you.
Right.
I have no beef with anybody.
Right.
I just see it like Brad Pitt said, I think in Moneyball, adapt or die.
Right. No, you're right. It is a brave new world out there for comedy, and
we're in the analytics world.
We are, bro, but we're in the analytics world of comedy too, because think about it, it's the analytics of, hey, if you keep putting up 2 to 3 spots just keep putting them up, because inevitably you're gonna get one video that's gonna go viral. And then once that video goes viral, all those people are going to go back and watch all the other stuff that you posted. So that's where I get it. I see what you're saying. I'm scared a little bit of the wall that those comedians hit. And you've seen the wall of truth. How do they deal with that? The kids that get slapped in the face when you say, you're not ready. How do they take it?
How do you handle it?
How do they handle it?
Yeah.
We handled it differently.
I just had to move on, or just...
We did.
I just felt like I had to prove myself.
But the young guys that you're saying that to, how are they handling it? Are they being pissed? Because earlier you said that they get mad at you. That's some shit that never would have been done when I was coming up as a comedian. There's no comedian that ever would have called somebody with a radio show, a TV show, an actual comedy show, and say, I want to be on your show. No, you can't be. And then to go, well, fuck you then. Or, oh, really? Yeah. You made a mistake. Like, that shit was, we knew not to burn bridges. Today they do. So there is a little bit of difference.
Well, for me personally, they have access to me. You can find where I'm going to be, because I'm the producer, but I also host my own show. So you can find my calendar, and you can find me and get me face to face. And if you really want to have this conversation, I'm happy to have it with you in front of all these fans. That's fucking fine. If that's really what you want to do with yourself. Right. I told you weren't ready. That wasn't an insult. I just believe you're not ready yet.
Right.
I can tell the reps you're putting in. You're lying about the reps you're putting in.
Right.
But you want to do improvs also. But you're not bitching at the improvs because there's no face you can find to get all the improvs. But you're finding me.
Right.
And I'm trying to help you.
Right.
It doesn't benefit me if you fail.
Right.
I need fresh blood. I need new comics. Right. And if you can just take it for what it is, you're not ready yet.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Gotcha. No, you're 100%. No, you're 100%. It's an interesting world. Comedy has changed, but not for the better, not for the worst. Just an evolution.